Bryan and Bobby. Ooh, Bryan and Bobby.
Right, Bobby, now that I've turned your dog biscuits into broccoli, I'm going to turn you into a cat.
No, evil witch! You can't turn me into a cat! And how dare you change all my dog biscuits into broccoli? I'm gonna let Constable Bryan know what you're doing. And boy, oh boy, you are gonna be in trouble.
Don't you worry about Constable Bryan. I'm going to turn him and his big bald head into a boiled egg.
No, no, get away from him! Get away!
Bobby, wake up!
No, you won't turn Constable Bryan's grown dog into an egg, you evil witch!
Bobby, wake up!
Oh, it was horrible, Constable Bryan! It was horrible! There was this witch and a big pointy hat, and I was so scared!
Oh dear, Bob, it sounds to me as if you've had a nightmare.
No, I didn't, sorry, Constable Bryan. Why would I dream about a mare? A female horse? If I was going to dream about a horse, it would be a great big boy stallion or a hard-cased donkey, like the one out of Shrek. But I definitely wouldn't dream about a girly mare horse.
No, not a mare, Bobby. A bad dream, sometimes called a nightmare.
Well, why didn't you say that before? Yeah, that's what I had. You know, like the one that Maria Tutaya has where she's partnered with you in a dance competition.
Okay, Bobby, I get it. But you can get nightmares for a number of reasons.
You can?
Bryan and Bobby.
Here's the deal, Bobby. When you go to sleep, your brain just doesn't switch off.
I knew it, Constable Bryan. My brain never switches off.
It's not quite what I meant, Bobby. It's got something to do with REM or rapid eye movement.
Excuse me, my eyes are shut when I'm asleep, not moving about.
Here, have a look at this. Look at the mess. Hello, I'm the doctor. See, white coat, stethoscope, clipboard.
What the? Hey, hang on. That's not a doctor. That's just you dressed up.
Bobby, whakarongo mai. Listen up. Your brain goes through several stages of sleep, Bobby, one of which is called REM, or rapid eye movement. It's at the REM stage you have dreams. When you have REM, your eyeballs also move backwards and forwards underneath your closed eyelids, much like this good-looking fellow right here.
Hold it. Okay, Constable Bryan. I mean, Mr. Doctor. If that's the case, then how come I can't remember all my dreams?
Very good question, Bobby. It's because of cycles. As you sleep, the cycles of sleep become longer. There are two different types of cycles, Bobby. One is the REM stage, or the rapid eye movement, and the other is normal sleep. When you first go to sleep, you swap between these cycles very, very quickly. But as you sleep longer, the cycles of sleep become longer. That's why when you wake up in the morning, you're more likely to remember the dream you've just had. But to be honest with you, Bobby, even today, doctors and scientists can't tell us why we have dreams. Some people believe it's the brain processing the things it's seen, felt, heard, or maybe even smelt during the day. You know, your experiences, Bobby.
Well, that explains it a little, Constable Bryan. How do I get the nightmares to stop?
Well, you can't, Bobby. It's part of having an active mind. I mean, you could be sick, or maybe you've read a scary book, or maybe you've just seen something during the day that's a bit unusual. Either way, later on when you go to bed that night, you could have a nightmare or a dream about it.
Well, hold it, Constable Bryan. You mean I can never get rid of them?
Well, not really, Bobby, but there are some things that you can do to help you out there. Like going to bed at the same time every night, or maybe even having a hot drink before you go to bed to help you calm down a little.
Excuse me, Constable Bryan. Do you ever have dreams?
So I have dreams, Bobby. No matter how old you are, Bobby, you never ever stop dreaming.
After a man of the match performance, not only did the All Whites win the World Cup, but Constable Bryan was named player of the tournament after his amazing tally of 33 goals in just 6 games. But Constable Bryan, I just have one more thing to ask you.
What's that, my dear?
Why are you holding me like that?
Anyway, where were we, Bobby?
Well, you were talking about dreams and how you stop having nightmares.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But I've figured it out, Constable Bryan. If I never get scared and stay away from unusual things, then I will never have a nightmare again, right?
Well, that's not likely, is it, Bob? I mean, being scared happens, and unusual things are really cool to look at. I mean, imagine the world without these things here, buddy. Like creepy crawlies. Or imagine if there were no big animals, like leopards or bears. And skeletons might look freaky, but they're amazing to look at. Even unusual houses can be interesting, Bobby.
Yay for Michael of Osgood! Woohoo! Oh, but sometimes I feel like a real scaredy cat when I cry or scream after my nightmare, Constable Bryan.
Well, just remember, Bobby, that nightmares can be really scary, but it doesn't mean those scary things will happen in real life. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person if you do bad things in those dreams either.
And everybody has nightmares now and then, don't they, Constable Bryan?
They sure do, Bobby, but there'll always be somebody that you trust that will listen to you about your bad dreams. Hey, why don't we have a look and see what these guys do to handle their bad dreams, eh?
If I have a bad dream, I'll go and sleep with Mummy and Daddy.
I try to think of the happy thoughts.
When I have a bad dream, I wake up and tell my mum. When I have a bad dream, I talk to someone. Try to forget about it.
I suppose it was just silly. I mean, I don't know where I got the idea about a witch from.
Hey, Bob, can you grab that? I've got some muffins in the oven.
Oh, sure. Just a minute. It's a witch!
It's okay, Bobby, those muffins have got a few minutes left yet. I'll get the door.
No, Constable Bryan! It's the witch! No, Bryan! It's the witch!
Hi, guys. Hey, Bryan, thanks so much for the loan of your witch's hat.
What?
Guess what? I won best prize at the fancy dress.
Oh!
Wasn't that bad a costume?
Yeah, but the hat explains a lot.
Come on in, Suzy, I'll explain. Afternoon tea's just about ready. Come on.
Okay.
Bryan and Bobby.
And then I thought you were a witch!
Bobby.
But you're okay now, Bobby, about Suzy and her witch's hat?
And are you convinced that I'm not going to turn you into a cat anymore?
I think I'll be safe, all right. It was just a dream, after all.
Well, Bobby, what are you going to do now if you have a bad dream?
Well, I remember that everybody dreams, and there is nothing you can do to stop them. And dreaming about something scary doesn't mean it will happen in real life. And it doesn't mean you are a bad person either if you do bad things in your dreams. Try going to bed at the same time every night, and try to do something relaxing just before you go to bed. Have a bath, or a shower, or maybe read a story. Try not to watch TV just before going to bed too, especially scary things.
So, Bobby, you've come back to this dream, have you? Don't you remember I was going to turn you into a cat?
Actually, Miss Witchy, you couldn't do me a favour, could you?
Possibly. What is it?
Could you cast a spell so that Constable Bryan grew some hair?
Let me see. Ickle, stickle, stinky pickle. Give Constable Bryan the hair the length of a great big lion.
Yep, just as I thought. He could never grow hair like that. Ever. Nighty-night, Witchy. Now, please leave me alone so I can get some quality sleep, please.
Sure, Bobby. Sweet dreams. Think smart.
Stay safe.
Oh, keep your hair. Oh, I mean your cool.
Tissue, anybody? Bobby, wake up.
Constable Bryan, quick, run! Run before the witch gets you! I'm gonna let Constable Bryan know what you're up to, and boy, oh boy, are you gonna be in trouble!
Don't you worry about Constable Bryan.
For more info about this program and for fun things to do, visit www.bryanandbobby.co.nz. Just make sure it's Bryan with a Y.
Bryan and Bobby, brought to you in association with Blue Light Ventures and Trillion Trust, with the help of New Zealand On Air.